Okay, here we go. So, the wish list. We are going to focus on Dreamrealm because none of the other of these heroes, absolutely none of them, has a particularly strong use in the game right now. I mean, you can do some good things with Valen early on, and Lucius is actually a very strong tank when you don't have one, and he's at the same ascension as your other heroes, right? So, like, right now, when we don't have one, he'll do a good job, and he's not bad in PvP even, Lucius. But those are the only uses that I would approve, you know, or that I see regularly done, let's say, out of these 5 heroes in any capacity, really. I'm sure there's some early game use for Walker, too. He seemed to be kind of useful when I used him in the beta voyage. I have built him out now on PTR, and he is, well, I haven't had a lot of content to push through with him, but he doesn't have a role yet in any of the boss or anything. So that's all them. Then we're going to come down here. We are going to... Tandra's so good as a tank, but we need some Krugers. But Tandra is such a good tank, it's hard to do that because and you have to have Eddie. This here is Eddie. But a lot of people call him Odie. And he's good damage in base. He's probably the most versatile damage dealer in the game. Coco's incredible, but we need to deal damage right now. Seth's really good when you have time to build him all the way up. He's lovely as long as he can. He gets a little glass cannony for a melee, but he's very, very good. He's like worth it if you can keep him alive in whatever situation. All the way up to top. Leica will help everything go fast in the beginning of the game, so she's like super necessary / useful. And Damien is seeing a lot of use lately. He's probably, if I had to name a hero out of all the heroes in the game, the most on the up hero of them all, I would say. Like on the up hero that we've had for a long time, who is making a rise right now, moving in some large, like, yeah, he's one of the only. But they all got a little bit of tweaks with the moving around of the extra abilities once they get all Supreme plussed out. They some kind of enhancement, I forget. I think the enhancement maybe. Anyway, he is looking very, very strong right now and being used more, especially in like a PvP environment. Viperion is the centerpiece. I talked about this some earlier, but Viperion is the centerpiece of my whole build. My whole tactics and strategy for acquiring heroes and pushing through all of this early part of the game is going to revolve around using, hopefully, a Thorin, who's coming. He's on his way, I know it. And our Cisia and Viperion, because between the 3 of them, you can really rotate the rest of the lineup around through a healer, or even if you don't need a healer, you don't use a healer, and someone else. You can keep it factions. You can go Huan and Leica. I like using Leica because, again, we're going for speed. We're pushing hard. And that lineup actually is good even in early PvP, although now that we've got the kind of spending we do, I don't know if anything's going to be good if you're not, so we'll see. But that's just here. That's just server 1. For wherever you are, that's a very good lineup to start out. And then of these 3, this is kind of like the light bearers. It's like Savina has the most use of the 3. She's actually pretty good in... again, in PvP, she's really good at going to the other side. You can, if you get a couple copies of her, she does plenty fine in campaign type use or AFK stages. She can actually be very good because of her ability to target specific heroes. Like if you're stuck somewhere, you feel like you should be able to beat it. If you have a Savina, try throwing her in. She just shakes things up, even if obviously she's like a glass cannon feel kind of like Seth, and you're throwing her into the lion's den, but there's a lot of situations where she can be good. Tamia is one of the special S heroes. We're moving on to S tier heroes now real quick. Told you I'd do this fast. We're moving on to Tamia here. Tamia is an S tier hero that cannot be acquired anywhere else, so you can't buy her in the arena, basically. Dreamrealm, you buy your A tier heroes, and the arena, you buy the S tier heroes, which are buyable. Tamia is one of those that is very, very useful and yet is not purchasable, so she is on the wish list at all times. We want healers early on, and Rowan allows you to do almost anything in the game quickly. He wheels out his little potion cart, and his potion cart has heals on it that are already there. He doesn't need to cast them or anything. They're just sitting there. If you need one, grab it. So, especially for early game, and when you have a lineup and you're just trying to get over a hump in some situations, sometimes there's too much damage going on. His best use, I think, is as a second healer when you have, and if you have your strong little trio, like I was just talking about, you can add him in with another healer, and you guys can crush through anything, man. Because he's adding those top it off heals. You got your main healer healing, Smokey or Hewin, and then he's topping everybody off, making sure they get to their ult quickly. Oh, do you need this? Potion's coming. Um, also, the other two of these are not directly needed for anything. Unfortunately, Atalanta is still looking for her calling in life. Down here, we are going to have Smokey. And gotta be my boy because this is the account, right? I mean, like, I gotta, this is the lifer one. And it's between him and three guys that, like, we can do without. So my boy or guys I can do without. I mean, come on. Brutus could be very good if you don't have another tank. Rice, I haven't got to use that much because he came out when I was already past all the mid stuff, but I've heard he's decent, he's strong. I'd love to know what you guys think about him. He's not one that I have really that much experience with, just haven't had occasion to use him, kind of like Walker, which I'm a little mad at myself. I spent all those Dreamrealm coins on building Walker up with the day he came out. Like, he's going to be sick, and now I've, like, no uses for him. And a Merrily that needs Paragoned real soon. And then Lumont is still looking for his calling in life. We've got Iron for sure. And then we can buy Brian if we want to go for Brian. He's very good if you have him. He doesn't have like a super necessity the way that a stronger Hewin would be for us. So I am sticking with Hewin. And then down here you've got the two pillars of the lineup I was talking about earlier, Thorin and Cecia. That covers all 16 slots pretty damn quick. I hope this was helpful. Let's move on. Yeah. Was that mic on? All right, let's go. I played this game once or twice, y'all. Stop the guide here. He's done. Thanks for watching. Analytica forever. Stay safe, Esperians.